Right now, President-elect Joe Biden getting ready to work, building his team to tackle the pandemic.
And with the election behind us, you might be wondering what to do with all those yard signs. We'll tell you how a local vet clinic is getting creative with them.
And the storm system is on the way to the Badger State. We're talking what kind of changes this will bring.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Hey, good Monday morning, everybody. It's November 9th. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Leah Lynch. And boy, are we in for a change Chris Reese is talking about this morning.
No jacket this morning. Did you wear a jacket?
No, it was almost sweaty outside. Humid.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
The tropics.
It feels great out there right now, but yeah, Chris is tracking some big changes in the forecast, some very active weather, and a big drop in temperatures. He'll time that out for you here in a moment.
But first, let's get to our top headlines today. We will get our first look into how President-elect Joe Biden plans to address the pandemic.
The president-elect says he's planning to address the pandemic starting on day one of his administration. But planning for the transition of power starts today with the announcement of his coronavirus task force. The president-elect will announce a team of 12 advisors who will be on that task force. The team will be headed by 3 co-chairs. Those we know: former Surgeon General Vivek Murthy, former FDA Commissioner David Kessler, and Yale University's Dr. Marcela Nunez-Smith.
This as the U.S. passes 10 million total cases of COVID. The weekly average for new cases now at more than 100,000. The Washington Post reports the country set a record Sunday with more than 135,000 cases in a single day. Yesterday was the 5th worst day for new cases since the pandemic began. 1
in 3 COVID tests reported here in Wisconsin came back positive yesterday. With that, DHS and county dashboards show an increase of more than 4,000 cases over the past day. Over the last week, our state has confirmed more than 38,000 new cases. 58,000 of those, we have 267,000 all time, are active. More than 1,800 people are in the hospital. The recent surge in cases is again concerning frontline workers who are now taking care of more patients in Dane County than ever before. And only on News 3 Now, Adam Duxter and photojournalist Brian Mesmer give us a look inside UW Hospital's COVID care.
Since June, UW Health nurse Andrea Romer has been taking on a task unlike any she's done before.
What we weren't prepared for is how lonely and scared patients can be when they can't have their loved ones visit.
She says at this point, the team taking care of COVID patients in the Trauma and Life Support Center runs like a well-oiled machine. But the virus is still presenting issues even the best frontline workers have a difficult time figuring out.
COVID always takes a different course than what we think, and that makes it so unpredictable. And then we can't always guide the family in what to expect, guide the patient in what to expect. We just kind of have to take it day by day.
What do you need me to grab?
These days, healthcare workers are seeing a second wave of patients, forcing UW Health to effectively double the space they're using for critical care.
Is this going to get worse? You know, how are we going to take care of everybody? You know, we're spread out thin as it is. Where are we moving next to open another one? How are we going to get the staff to staff it?
Carrie Elwood has been here for 20 years. Normally, she loves making a connection with her patients, but the one she's seeing now can't talk. Both nurses say this process can be incredibly lonely for the patient and them too.
We don't necessarily know what this will look like in the future, how long this will impact us as far as our emotional health.
But as things get worse inside these walls, both frontline workers say they're frustrated by what they're seeing from people outside.
When I have to go out for groceries, I see people walking without their masks on, and it makes me very angry and upset and sad because I see what, happens. It's crazy how they want to, have football games and have, big rallies and all this kind of stuff, but we're struggling, and it seems like nobody cares.
This means sacrifices.
We're not planning our holiday traditions normally.
And more unknowns.
If we're gonna get more patients than we already have, and what's the next step, and where are we gonna get the staff to staff that?
And while they work harder than ever, these nurses know there's only so much they can do, and that's why they're asking you to do what you can do and what we've proven we can do together before.
When we ask people to use more PPE in the community, we really do mean that from a place of we're all in this together and that we're all experiencing this as humans together. And so the more they can do for us, the more we can do for them.
In Madison, Adam Duxter, News 3 Now.
Well, both of those nurses say that they've learned over the course of the last 8 months that masks and PPE make a difference. For more, including what doctors have to say about the future of the virus, go to channel3000.com.
Students at Iowa Grant High School, meanwhile, will be switching to an all-virtual instruction model for the next few days. The district says students will stay home through at least Tuesday because of a growing number of COVID cases. The elementary and middle schools in that district will continue in-person learning.
Breaking overnight, Tropical Storm Ada is now on the coast of Florida. You're taking a live look at Port Canaveral right now, where the storm made landfall just before 11 o'clock last night. Storm surge warnings are in effect this morning for the southern parts of the state. Crazy to think, here we are, Chris, and hurricane season is still going strong.
Yeah, this has been a record-breaking hurricane season for sure, Josh. Ada making landfall last night, as you mentioned. Here's how Ada still shapes up. We're still seeing a lot of those bands moving through parts of south and southwestern Florida as we speak. The problem is Ada is not going away anytime soon. As Ada starts to work its way back over the Gulf of Mexico, the expectation is that Ada essentially takes a curve that brings it right back into parts of central Florida later on this week. That being said, the troubles that we'll face in the weather are a little bit minuscule. We could be facing a tropical system, but we are not. Instead, it's a cold front that's going to be working its way on through. That means the mild weather that we've had for the past couple of days is getting ready to come to an end. Starting out at 61 this morning. Janesville, good morning to you guys in Rock County, Beloit as well. Down to 64. Then you work your way up closer to Watoma, places like Westfield. You are into the low 60s as well. But I want to show dew points. Our producer Ari this morning talked about being able to feel the humidity in her hair. Dew points are already into the upper 50s. They'll be working their way into the low and mid 60s. I haven't pulled this one out since August, but our dew point comfort meter would be at bad hair day. Some showers are trying to develop. The thing is, the air is still just dry enough that a lot of those showers won't make it to the ground. The true shower activity is back towards the north and west. This is what starts to work its way on in as we push through tonight and into tomorrow. An area of low pressure moves along that as well. That's going to help add the extra oomph that we need to the atmosphere to get these showers and thunderstorms to develop. By tomorrow afternoon, that's when the line comes through. That's when the temperature drops as well. Let's take you hour by hour. 62 by the time we get you towards 8:30. Here we are. Now at lunchtime today, temperatures will already be right around 70 degrees, 68 for the evening time. Now watch this. This is tomorrow morning. We're starting out at 63. The front starts to move through, but I'm stopping this at 2:30. Temperatures in Kenosha will be right around 70. Madison's at 60, 38 in Decorah, Iowa. So there will be quite the temperature spread across the state. Eventually, we'll start to see things begin to quiet down tomorrow night as temperatures drop into the 30s. But we're certainly looking at a healthy drink of water from this. Perhaps an inch or two of rain will be possible. 40s from then on out. Another system moves in by next Friday into Saturday. That one may have a little bit of a wintry side with it in the morning and at night on Saturday. We'll be closer to 50 by next Sunday.
Tuesday afternoon, that's when we can expect the big drop in temps.
Yes, Tuesday afternoon and evening. So Tuesday's high will likely be at midnight. Temperatures will gradually fall throughout the day, but the afternoon is when the bottom drops out.
Got to get those leaves out of the yard. I've been way behind on that, and once that rain comes in tomorrow,
it's difficult.
Put the kids to work. Come on.
I can't wait till they're old enough I can put a rake in their hand, believe me. 6:08 right now. Leaders from across the world are congratulating President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. President Trump has not done so.
The president is continuing his false and unsubstantiated claims of voter fraud. Reports say the Trump campaign plans to continue to push doubt on the results. That includes continuing unproven claims of dead people voting in Pennsylvania. Meanwhile, CNN reports 2 separate sources have told them First Lady Melania Trump and the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, have both asked the president to concede the election. In the meantime, the president's 2 adult sons, Eric and Don Jr., are pushing him to keep fighting.
Developing this morning, though the race has been called for President-elect Joe Biden, 4 states are still counting ballots this morning. CBS has not called Arizona, Alaska, North Carolina, or Georgia so far. CBS News does note that Alaska is likely to go to President Trump as he holds a 50,000 vote lead there. Arizona still leading Biden. He holds about an 18,000 vote lead with 2% of the estimated votes still to be counted. As for Georgia, we likely won't know the results for a while. They're headed for a recount, according to their Secretary of State. Biden currently leads there by about 10,000 with 99% of ballots counted.
As for which party controls the Senate, we'll have to wait for Georgia to answer that question next year. Georgia has 2 Senate seats up for election, and both are going into a runoff that will be held in January. One Republican and one Democrat lead in their respective elections, but neither secured a high enough margin of votes to win, according to state law. If Democrats take both seats, that could force a 50-50 tie in the Senate, which would be broken by Vice President-elect Harris.
Well, if you still have campaign signs in your yard, here's a chance for you to repurpose them. The Wanakee Veterinary Clinic is collecting old signs. They plan to use them to make lost pet signs for when an animal disappears. The clinic says once collected, they'll be giving out those signs to several other organizations so they can be used. Great idea.
Yeah, great. Excellent there. Breaking news right now. We've been tracking the semi-rollover here within the last 15 minutes. This is east of Madison, right at County Road N. You can see it's being called recovery work right now. That crash happening earlier, and right now it's in the right lane, which is blocked. We're told one person was injured earlier this morning, but they say it could be around 3 hours before they get this scene cleared. The crews on the scene, they're asking people to really slow down and give them a little space and just bring that speed down this morning so they can be safe out there. So keep that in mind. We'll keep our eye on that right now. The rest of Madison looking like this. Just a couple of delays in and out around downtown, but nothing other too major out there. Drive times also moving along right now at posted speeds. That's your First Warn traffic.
6:10 coming up. A call from Madison's mayor to rework the Madison Police Department's budget. Why the department's union says that won't work for them.
And getting your flu shot during a pandemic. What options are being offered to keep you healthy from COVID while preventing the flu? Stay with us.
We salute veterans and offer thanks for our freedoms. In honor of Veterans Day, all veterans and active duty military members get 15% off Wednesday, November 11th, only at Hy-Vee.
Do you have dry, cracked hands from constant washing, cold weather, and hard work? Try O'Keefe's Working Hands. It's America's #1 selling hand cream for guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available in O'Keefe's for healthy feet. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked feet.
I got your back, you got mine. Think about you all the time. Together we can come through. That's what love's made of. Give thanks, no matter how you share it.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stained caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, Power Swabs can target that area using swab precision.
I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
If you have yellowing between your teeth or if you have coffee or tea stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So for this Thanksgiving holiday, stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour, and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution.
After just 7 days, the results were awesome. Power Swabs was easy to use every day, and each day I could see it better and better, and from beginning to end, it's definitely whiter. They look clean, they feel clean. And people have made comments about it, which is nice.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. This Thanksgiving, order Power Swabs and receive up to 40% off the retail price. And as an added bonus, get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 40% on your purchase and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
In honor of those who have served, let us serve you this Veterans Day. All veterans and active duty military members get a free breakfast on Veterans Day with no contact curbside pickup, only at Hy-Vee.
6:15 now. The police union's contract isn't up for another 13 months, but the city of Madison wants to make some changes now. The force will face a 5% cut in next year's operating budget after the mayor asked the union to change its contract and free up some money. Satya Rhodes Conway says the terms of the union's contract are no longer realistic. Madison's police union president says they've sat down for multiple meetings to talk about the changes, but they haven't received what they call a reasonable offer that benefits both parties.
We've made plenty of concessions on our part over the years, particularly as it relates to this contract already. And we would, have had an open ear here. However, the approach that's been used is, to be fair, kind of ridiculous.
The union's current contract is good through the end of 2021. As far as what's next, contract negotiations for 22 and beyond begin in May. We reached out to the mayor's office for a response to the police union's letter, but we have not heard back.
2 people are recovering in the hospital after an attempted homicide. It happened at Schwegler Lanes near Westtown Mall just after 10:30 on Saturday night. Police say they were responding to reports of multiple people being shot when they found one of the victims. They treated that person at the scene before taking him to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. A second victim arrived at a different hospital with non-life-threatening gunshot wounds. 75 shell casings were recovered from the scene. No suspect has been identified as of this morning. Anyone with information is asked to call Madison Area Crime Stoppers. UW-Madison investigating a video that shows a university employee on a motorcycle driving through a group of protesters Friday outside of the Capitol building. The video was posted yesterday by a student-run Instagram account meant to amplify voices of students of color. Here's part of that video posted by the account. Give you another moment here to take in this video. So UW confirmed the employee in the video is a senior power plant operator on the school's campus. In the post comments, many students are demanding action from the university and that the employee be fired. The school is not commenting until an investigation is complete.
6:16 right now. Take a look at this new video this morning of flooded streets in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. You can see cars stalling out in the water. We know at least one person has been pulled from the water and taken to the hospital in critical condition. Rescue divers continue to search there this morning, not knowing if there are other people in submerged cars. Chris Reese is out on the patio here. Quiet here, but I tell you what, Chris, they're getting hammered down there this morning.
Yeah, they really are. I've got our Doppler track focused on South Florida right now. Ada made landfall officially last night. The thing is, Ada is not done with Florida. This is likely going to be something we hear about all week long. We still have a lot of those bands of heavy rain starting to work their way through. Yes, you have tropical storm warnings throughout southern Florida and hurricane warnings throughout parts of the Keys, but I want to show you this. This is how Ada is expected to move as we go throughout the week, and the reality is it's going to be spending time in the eastern Gulf of Mexico and then potentially coming right back and making landfall throughout north central Florida again. So this is a multiple day event for our friends in the Sunshine State. Here's how we're dealing this morning. Sunshine is starting to emerge behind the cloud cover. Temperatures are certainly on a mild note. 61 right now. Our normal high this time of the year is 48, and we're all waking up with temperatures well into the 60s. No showers yet, but we are starting to watch things develop just back towards the west. This is the storm system that will impact our weather as we move into tomorrow. 24 hours from now, it'll still be mild, but those rain showers will be knocking on the doorstep. Look for temperatures making it to 70 by lunchtime today, guys.
All right, Chris, thank you. We've got some breaking news we're tracking within the last 20 minutes here. One of the leading candidates for a coronavirus vaccine showing signs that it is highly effective. Pharmaceutical company Pfizer says early data shows its vaccine is 90% effective at preventing the virus. An independent data review board says it's only recorded 94 infections in a study made up of more than 40,000 people. This does not mean the vaccine will be approved anytime soon, though. The company is reportedly planning to seek authorization from the U.S. later this month.
Doctors are continuing to talk about the importance of getting your flu shot this year. You saw both Chris and I do it to protect from falling ill with both the flu and COVID. Consumer Reports tells you there are options to do it safely.
As the temperature drops this fall season, we not only have to worry about the coronavirus, but also the flu.
I feel so nervous because we had two viruses at the same time during fall and winter.
Since there is not yet an approved vaccine against COVID-19, health experts are recommending, with even more urgency than usual, that people get their flu shot this season.
So the flu shot won't reduce your risk of getting COVID-19, but it will cut your risk of getting the flu. And even if you do get the flu, if you've had the flu shot, you're also less likely to get severely sick or need to be hospitalized.
Health experts indicate that diagnostic testing can help determine if you are sick with the flu or COVID-19. Even if your flu test is positive, it doesn't rule out the possibility that you could be infected with COVID-19 simultaneously. The flu shot takes about 2 weeks to fully become effective, and you want to be protected before the season begins to ramp up. And it's the same for your kids. If they are 6 months of age or older, they should receive their flu shot sooner rather than later. And as Consumer Reports says, there are options for doing it safely.
Your local pharmacy can have you in and out for the flu shot in really just a few minutes. And then doctors' offices and clinics are doing various things to make sure flu shots are safe too. So that might be drive-up clinics or special hours that are just for flu shots. The main thing is to call ahead to find out what's going on.
When I went to get my flu shot, I felt very safe. I made an appointment and the place was following all the safety protocols.
And if you experience any symptoms of a respiratory virus, don't hesitate to call your doctor.
So if you have a confirmed or suspected case of COVID, get your doctor's okay before you get the flu shot. The CDC recommends people who could still potentially transmit COVID should wait until they're no longer contagious.
Coming up on 6:21 this morning, still ahead for us on this Monday morning. The election is over and there are changes coming. We'll tell you how to talk to your kids about politics in the next 15 minutes.
Also coming up in the next half hour, some big firsts in the upcoming administration. How Vice President-elect Kamala Harris is breaking down barriers. Stay with us.
With a nursing degree, helping others went from a job to a career.
'Tis the season to be jolly. Okay, not quite, but it is the season to get prepared for the holidays. Barnes can take the stress out of setting up your holiday lights so you can enjoy the season. Putting up those lights and taking them down is now safer and easier than ever. Get started today at barnesinc.net.
Let us help you create your family's recipe for health. SSM Health and News 3 Now are making it easy by putting all the ingredients right at your fingertips. With topics like healthy habits, nutrition, and mental well-being, there's something for everyone. Visit Channel 3000's Time for Kids page for advice from SSM Health experts. And catch fresh and informative reports on News 3 Now.
Take time for kids with SSM Health and News 3 Now.
I want a client who comes in to feel comfortable and to know that their case is in good hands so they can relax and get on with their life as best as they can and let me do the fighting for them. That's how I want them to feel.
Gingras, Thompson, and Walks.
Fry Construction is celebrating their 25-year anniversary, which means big savings on home repairs and improvements. No job is too small or too big, and your safety is always our concern. Respected in the industry and voted Best of Madison, Fry Construction delivers lasting quality for your home. And now, for a limited time, save 25% off gutters or insulation with a full roof, siding, or window project, all with zero down, 0% interest for 12 months. Contact Fry Construction today.
He has his grandfather's smile,
her mother's eyes,
my cheekbones.
But will she have my diabetes?
My sickle cell anemia.
His father's heart disease?
Go to joinallofus.org to share your health information and speed up health research breakthroughs. The future of health begins with you.
Goldman Cars is having a huge winter sale. Don't miss out on 2017 Ford Escape starting at $11,995 or $185 per month.
That's right. You can buy a 2017 Ford Escape starting at $11,995 or $185 per month.
Goldman Cars is family owned and operated for over 50 years.
So just hurry in today and ask for my sister, Crystal the Pistol Gobin.
Or my brother, Donovan Gobin.
You gotta go to Gobin, GobinCars.com.
Hey, Culligan, got a water pitcher for the fam. Pretty safe, huh?
Well, basic water pitchers are passable, whereas a Culligan reverse osmosis system can reduce lead, arsenic, pesticide runoff.
It's not going fast enough. Just done with that.
'Tis the season to be jolly. Okay, not quite, but it is the season to get prepared for the holidays. Barnes can take the stress out of setting up your holiday lights so you can enjoy the season. Putting up those lights and taking them down is now safer and easier than ever. Get started today at barnesinc.net.
Whose morning was it? Was it mine?
Whose morning was this?
Was it,
it
was my day.
I think I picked this picture. Our very own. I picked it. It's a Monday, folks. Bear with me.
Welcome to the show, Leah.
So our very own, our floor director, Bubba, took this stunning photo. I believe this is at the Old Brick Beer Garden out on the east side. Just a beautiful shot of the Capitol.
Yeah, that sounds like somewhere Bubba would hang out.
Have you ever been there?
No, I really want to. That's on my list of places to check out.
Stunning spot. Bubba, thanks for picking this for my morning this morning. If you'd like to share your morning, use the hashtag MyNews3Morning. Send them in. We'll use them right around this time.
In Leah's defense, there was no Leah in the prompter this morning, so we'll give her this one.
I only read the prompter, Josh. It's my whole job.
Well, since this one says Josh, I'll read this next story. Trending this morning, we've spent days and days waiting for the results, and we're finally ready to announce a winner. Take a look here at the contestants and finalists in the USA Kids Mullet Championship.
Yeah.
You know, this is what we've been tracking the last week. This year's winner, 8-year-old Jax Crossland of Celeste, Texas. He calls his hairstyle the curly mullet.
Ooh.
Got a $500 grand prize for his flow.
Nice.
Look at some of these other ones.
No,
this is our favorite.
That one's solid.
Beautiful.
There's one with the lines cut into the side of the hair, too.
Oh, and the denim jacket, too?
Now, Jake, our producer, says there's a nickname for the mullet with the spikes on top.
What did he call it?
What is it
Tennessee top hat?
Tennessee top hat.
Chris knows this, too,
That's the Kentucky in me right there.
It's a Southern thing.
This is great.
You're all winners in our book, kids.
Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Right now at Hy-Vee, buy a ham, get a free turkey for your holiday gathering. That's right, buy a ham, get a free turkey. Buy a Hormel Cure 81 boneless ham for just $3.99 a pound and get a honeysuckle white turkey for free. Only at Hy-Vee.
You were always the responsible one, so much like me, always taking care of everyone else. But this wasn't your responsibility. I already took care of the arrangements. The Ryans made it so easy. I didn't want you to worry about a thing. It's my last gift to you, my lovely daughter.
Think you're managing your moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease?
Are you okay?
I did. But even when I was there, I never knew when my symptoms would keep us apart. So I talked to my doctor and learned Humira is for people who still have UC or Crohn's symptoms after trying other medications. And Humira helps people achieve remission that can last, so you can experience few or no symptoms.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections. Serious and sometimes fatal infections, including tuberculosis and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Be there for you and them. Ask your gastroenterologist about Humira. With Humira, remission is possible.
Busted? Original Gorilla Glue, of course. Works indoor, works outdoor. It's weatherproof, it's waterproof. It's versatile and incredibly strong for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Ladies, check it out. So strong, so not ripped.
What are we talking about?
That's the Hefty Ultra Strong bag.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Give me the bag.
Get Hefty Ultra Strong at a low price.
Get more home for the holidays now with the Brothers Maine Black Friday is Today sale.
Shop online or safely in store to get up to 38% off and up to $2,000 back on qualifying GE Cafe and GE Profile appliances. Check out our Hotpoint top-load washer and dryer. Buy the pair and pay only $4.49 each. This is your Black Friday store for more, including free delivery. The Black Friday is today's sale. Hurry in today for more selection, more savings, and more home for the holidays from the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Right now at Hy-Vee, buy a ham, get a free turkey for your holiday gathering. That's right, buy a ham, get a free turkey. Buy a Hormelcure 81 boneless ham for just $3.99 a pound and get a honeysuckle white turkey for free. Only at Hy-Vee.
A coronavirus task force announcement and launching lawsuits. It'll be a busy day for the president and the president-elect. What we can expect from both former candidates.
The warm temperatures are here for about 24 more hours before a dose of reality.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Can I just say right now I'm feeling very pressured to put up my holiday decorations.
The entire newsroom, except for Chris and I, think it's time for Christmas.
I mean, the weather has been perfect for it, and we have some big changes coming that's really going to mess up your plans if you want to do it later. I'm just not ready to internally accept that the holidays are this close.
I understand that the idea is to put up holiday lights when it's nice out, but that makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
This is summer. This is shorts. This is bikinis.
We have some lousy weather headed our way. Chris will time that out coming up for you in just a moment. First, though, President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris have a pretty full day ahead of them.
This morning, the Transition COVID Advisory Board will give them a briefing on the pandemic. Then shortly after, Biden will talk about his plans to address it. He'll also announce a 12-member task force that will help him make decisions on how to slow the spread of the virus. Biden plans to talk with Dr. Anthony Fauci before he's officially sworn in as president. And once he's in office, Biden is expected to implement a series of executive orders that would undo many of President Trump's orders. USA Today reports this includes an order that reverses the restrictions on diversity training at the federal level and rejoining the Paris Climate Accord and the World Health Organization. Biden has also promised to restore transgender students' access to bathrooms, sports, and locker rooms based on their gender identity.
President Trump continues to refuse to accept the results of the election. The president doesn't have any public events scheduled for today. We know that his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and his wife, Melania, have tried to reason with him and urge him to accept the results, but the president's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, tells CBS News President Trump will not concede. He says it's because he still believes that ballots have been tampered with, although there is no credible evidence of that. The Biden campaign says there hasn't been any communication between President Trump and the former vice president or between any representatives from the campaigns. The General Services Administration is in charge of the paperwork for the taxpayer-funded transition teams for the president-elect, but nearly 2 days after CBS News and other outlets projected Joe Biden as the winner, the GSA still hasn't come up with the paperwork needed to officially start the transition. The Washington Post says this, in addition to the president's refusal to concede, could lead to the first transition delay in modern history.
I'm Josh Breiter. Developing right now, the Trump campaign says it will officially start launching more lawsuits against states today. One of the biggest anticipated targets, Pennsylvania. The Trump campaign has continued to push a baseless claim that dead people cast votes there and that Republicans weren't allowed to watch the ballot counting process. However, national news networks have been live streaming the ballot counting process in that state for days. We've even showed you some live shots out of Philadelphia on this program. The strategy of filing lawsuits isn't to sway the election in President Trump's favor. The Associated Press reports Trump aides and allies say that at best the legal fights would delay the inevitable. But they say the president hopes the lawsuits will keep his supporters on his side even in defeat. The Trump administration has also said they'll request a recount in Wisconsin, but they can't do that until the canvassing process is complete and all votes have been verified. That likely won't happen until the end of the month.
The Black Caucus chair of the Wisconsin Democratic Party is responding to allegations about how Milwaukee handled counting absentee ballots. Michelle Bryant says Assembly Speaker Robin Vos directed an elections committee to use its subpoena powers to target the city's handling of the election. She says he raised concerns about, quote, mail-in ballot dumps and voter fraud. She says if Vos wants to investigate voter fraud, she says to, quote, look in the mirror and then look at his own party. The state has not reported any instances of voter fraud from this election.
A Republican attorney behind the legal strategy that won the presidency for George W. Bush in 2000 says the 2020 election is no Florida 2000 and is calling President Trump's strategy incoherent. Ben Ginsburg is a lifelong Republican and hopes the president will reevaluate how he's reacting.
If you could get the ear of the president, what would you say to him?
Sir, you need to take a step back, look at the results. It is a democracy. It is a country that's been very good to you, and you need to respect the institutions, and the greatest institution of all is our elections that lead to the peaceful transfer of power, and you cannot be destructive of that.
Ginsburg has spent almost 4 decades working in election law.
All right, 6:34 right now. We turn to your first warn weather forecast with Chris, who's tracking a great Monday. It's what comes after today.
Yeah,
what's gonna be a
changes
problem.
are on the way. The eastern part of the country has been spoiled with just this incredible weather, Josh. Changes are happening. They're happening in 2 places. For one, let's spend some time in Florida. That's where a tropical storm made landfall last night. This will likely continue to impact the western Florida coastline as we go through the rest of this week. The other system was a winter storm that worked its way through the Rockies. In fact, I got a Snapchat last night from a friend showing the heavy snow that came down throughout Salt Lake City. We're still on the warm side of the system, but nonetheless, the rain showers will eventually be on the increase. South and southwesterly winds continue for now. Here's the cold front just back towards our north and west. It's that same cold front that through time will push towards the south and east. This area of low pressure rides along that cold front as well. This touches off more in the way of showers and thunderstorms as we move into tomorrow. Eventually, some of the colder air tries to catch up on the backside. I just expect most of the moisture to be out of here. We'll see another system that zips through Thursday night and early Friday. Then I'm watching another system in time for the weekend. The question is what exactly our temperatures will be and the timing of that system to see if it has a wintry impact. Beautiful shot right now. Look at these cloud tops on the horizon. We're looking at a mix of sun and clouds throughout Madison. 61 is where our temperature stands. Janesville, good morning at 64. Good morning to the Dells at 63. Lone Rock at 65. Boscobel at 68. Good morning to you guys as well. Let's take you hour by hour throughout the day. This afternoon. We're looking at highs right around 70. 66 at 10 o'clock at night. Then we start to see those showers and thunderstorms moving in from the north and west. This is tomorrow morning at 5:30. By 9:30, check out the temperature spread. We're going to be in the upper 60s, close to 70, closer to the lakeshore. 60s right here in Madison. 40 starting to move in from the north and west. Then the main cold front moves in into the afternoon. Our temperature is 61 at 2:30. We're going down towards 42 by 9:30, 32 as we move into the overnight hours tomorrow night. 47 for your high on Veterans Day. 48 for Thursday. We're a little bit cooler again into the weekend before we see the warmest day of the forecast other than today and tomorrow, Sunday at 49.
So the real question is anybody's pool still open?
No.
Nope.
Dang it.
Mine was shut down a couple weeks ago. I'm guessing a lot of these places could have kept it, but how do you know this time of the year? It's Wisconsin.
You really don't. We thought it would have been snowing by now, I'm sure. So
yeah.
Well, worth an ask. Thanks, Chris.
Nice
no
try.
6:37 now. Kamala Harris is breaking down barriers and making history as the vice president-elect. She will be the first woman, first black person, and first Indian American to hold the position. Harris graduated from Howard University, a historically black university. While she was there, she became a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha, the first historically black sorority. Her sisters there say seeing Harris as the vice president-elect shows them anything is possible.
We pledged Kamala. At the time we selected her, there were just 10 of us on the campus.
In the chapter.
In the chapter at Howard. So we had a tough job to do.
Even as freshmen together, we knew that Kamala was going places.
During her first speech as vice president-elect, Harris wore suffragist white as a nod to the 100th anniversary of women gaining the right to vote. Harris, not the only one making history. Her husband, Doug Emhoff, will be the country's first second gentleman. He'll also be the first Jewish person to be married to a president or vice president. Emhoff worked as an entertainment lawyer for 30 years before taking a leave of absence to focus on Harris's campaign.
6:38 right now. Whether you're celebrating President-elect Joe Biden's victory or not, doctors say right now is a good time to talk to your kids about elections. Amanda Quintana has advice from a local psychologist in this week's Time for Kids segment.
Talking about politics with family members can often be awkward and maybe even tense, but talking to your kids about it shouldn't be. SSM health psychologist Dr. Kathleen Hipke says with all the conversations about voting and now the results, parents are likely answering many questions from kids. Regardless of your beliefs about the outcome, she says right now you should be teaching and showing your kids the importance of participation and open up a conversation without telling them how to think or feel.
This is a great opportunity to just talk about our democratic process. It's hard because it's also been one of the most divisive elections in memory, and there are a lot of feelings that go with that. But I think we can think about a couple pieces here, and one is just helping kids know what the process is.
She suggests talking about why every vote matters, and it's okay to have differing opinions from others. Being part of something bigger than yourself is good for your mental well-being, but with the especially divisive tone of this election, Dr. Hipke says it's also important to take a break from all of the election news. If your child is struggling with a sense of worry or fear, remind them that this is a moment in time. There has been division and hard times before, but there's always a way through it. Using stories of historical figures can also show them that overcoming adversity is possible.
Amanda Quintana reporting. Custodial staff at Wisconsin schools have had to work extra hard during the pandemic to make sure learning spaces are safe for your kids. But now some of that burden is falling on teachers. The D.C. Everest School District in Weston, outside Wausau, has added custodial staffers, borrowed staff from nearby buildings, and worked longer days. But that's still not enough to get the job done, and done well.
Really leaned heavily on our teaching staff to kind of pick up that burden, right? Because we wouldn't have another whole crew of custodians to go in during the day and do that. So we provide the teachers with a disinfectant spray and some wipes. And then they have like disposable wipes that they can use throughout the day.
Teachers are required to clean a room every time a group of students leaves the room.
Here's a look at what the virus looks like in Wisconsin this morning. Nearly 60,000 people have active cases of COVID and are contagious. That new number comes after the DHS announced more than 4,000 new cases yesterday. Hospitalizations across the state staying steady, but hospitals are nearing capacity. About 1 in 10 beds are available statewide.
641, we've been keeping our eye on that rollover east of Madison this morning. This is at County Road N in the westbound lanes. One person injured in this. You can see that recovery work still happening. Let's bring you in just a little bit closer, and you can see right now we're seeing some backups of close to 2.5 miles past that incident, and drive times now down to around 13 miles per hour as you move along those westbound lanes. Now, crews there, State Patrol tells us it could be another 2.5 hours before this is cleared. So if you are coming into Madison from the eastern side of Dane County, I would probably avoid the interstate altogether or give yourself a lot of extra time as that is still going on. Rest of Madison looking like this. Some delays along Park Street, West Wash, East Washington Avenue looking a little slow. Looks like we do have a stalled vehicle on the Beltline near Stoughton Road as well that just popped up. No delays there quite yet. Let's take a live look outside at 6:42 now on this Monday. Beautiful start out there. We are milder now than our typical daytime high is this time of the year, but Chris says that's about to change. He'll have the details next.
And you'll be seeing the Salvation Army's red candles out a little earlier this year. We'll explain some changes you might notice and why your help is especially needed this season.
I suffered with knee pain for almost 4 to 5 years. I wanted to have the conformist after looking at all the different options. I think having the surgery with the ortho team is the only way to go. They all look out for you as a patient.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. 15 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made MyPillow machine washable and dryable. I back MyPillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota.
I really like the fact that it was made in the USA. I think that USA products are a better quality product. I've tried a lot of other pillows, and nothing's worked like my pillow.
I'm interrupting this commercial right now to give you deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but also my mattress toppers, sheets, and so much more. For example, you can get body pillows regular $89.99, now only $29.99, or My Pillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
I used to think that sheets were just sheets. I got the Giza Dream sheets. They are the most comfortable sheets I've ever had.
The Go Anywhere pillow is so easy to just roll up and take anywhere I want to go.
Go Anywhere pillow is really comfortable, so that's what I really like. It's nice and supportive, and it's nice and small.
The My Pillow topper, for the first time, has enabled me to have a cool night's sleep. I'm able to go to bed and just get rest.
That's 3 inches of wonderful that's in the My Pillow mattress topper. It's just like a firm cloud.
My Pillow helps me get a good night's sleep so I can do my job in the morning.
Go to MyPillow.com to get deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but so much more. For example, you get body pillows regular $89.99, now only $29.99, or My Pillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
I suffered with knee pain for almost 4 to 5 years. I wanted to have the Conformis after looking at all the different options. I think having the surgery with the ortho team is the only way to go. They all look out for you as a patient.
News 3 Now brought you more live local coverage of an election like no other. More facts.
Wisconsin voters have already shattered absentee and early in-person voting records.
More expert analysis.
I think we only may be at halftime.
More reporters in the field.
This is really a historic win for the Madison School District.
More local reaction.
Overall, the voting experience has been really good today.
And it's not over yet. Trust our team to deliver more information to you as it develops. For continuing election coverage, News 3 Now.
Welcome back. It might not feel like it today, but the holiday season is right around the corner, and not even a pandemic can get in the way of one winter tradition.
Our Christina Laurie explains why this year the Salvation Army really needs your help more than ever.
Holiday music is back on the radio, and soon the sound of jingle bells will also be in the air. The Salvation Army's annual Red Kettle campaign kicks off Friday, and although it feels like we say this every year, this year in particular, your generosity is essential, whether you're willing to donate spare change or your spare time. Since the start of the pandemic, the Salvation Army of Dane County has been serving 3 times the number of homeless families it typically does, and providing a safe place to stay for twice the number of single women at its shelter. That shelter is now open 24/7 and is the only one of its kind in Dane County. Now, because of the coronavirus, the Salvation Army has had to completely overhaul how it's helping families in need. Workers have replaced the usual buffet with individually prepackaged meals served with disposable utensils. Every family is given masks and hand sanitizer, and workers have been logging extra hours cleaning.
Really, the biggest thing is these are people that have come to us and they have nowhere else to go. So when you want to make a difference in the lives of other people, either do the virtual kettle, come and ring for an hour or two, you will change their life forever.
Despite these challenges, the Salvation Army of Dane County has remarkably still been able to serve a record number of families, and more importantly, help those families find permanent housing, which is the organization's ultimate goal. But unfortunately, the number of homeless families in our area still continues to grow. And the Salvation Army doesn't expect that trend to end anytime soon. So that's where you come in. All week long, we'll be sharing ways you can get involved and help our neighbors most in need this holiday season. We'll talk more about that tomorrow.
Christina Laurie, thank you. Chris joins us again. Chris, I saw a lot of folks out this week putting up the Christmas decorations outside. I mean, we're only 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving, so it's coming in hot.
It is, and the weather's been on your side if you are someone who wants to get those decorations up before the weather gets bad. We're starting out comfortable this morning in the low 60s for most of us. Our resolution Dopplers tried to show some showers, but most of that activity is back towards the west. That moves in overnight tonight and into tomorrow. Looking ahead just for today, temperatures are warming on up. We're at 70 by lunchtime. Look for highs in the low 70s today.
All right, Chris, enjoy that while it lasts, because it ain't going to last for long.
Exactly.
I appreciate it. 6:48 right now. Coming up next, the Morning Sprint.
But first, it is November 9th, and we want to say happy birthday to Miles and all the other kids turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with us on News 3 Now this morning.
News 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Keep your holidays in sync with free pickup on all your fresh favorites from Pick and Save. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Do you have dry, cracked hands from constant washing, cold weather, and hard work? Try O'Keefe's Working Hands. It's America's #1 selling hand cream for guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available in O'Keefe's for healthy feet. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked feet.
I got your back, you got mine. Think about you all the time. Together we can come through. That's what love's made of. Give thanks, no matter how you share it.
TSR Concrete Coatings is the nation's largest residential concrete coating company, proudly serving homeowners throughout Wisconsin. Our coatings are 4 times stronger than regular epoxy and won't chip, crack, or peel. They're impact resistant and UV stable. Our unique process begins with a base coat to seal cracks and level the surface, then flakes in the color pattern of your choice. A top coat is applied for a durable finished floor that can be installed in as little as 1 day. Act now to save 15% on your concrete coating project. Ask about 12 months, same as cash financing. TSR Nation is growing by the day with satisfied customers throughout Wisconsin, and we want you to be a part of it. As a special bonus, call during this program and receive a free TSR swag pack with your concrete coating project. Call 1-800-886-8411. That's 1-800-886-8411.
RHD Plumbing has the most reliable professionals in the industry. With honesty you can trust to deliver quality products and workmanship, dedicated to being the best. RHD Plumbing now offers complete bathroom and kitchen remodeling, the best plumbers, and everything else you need to finish your dream project. For your home or business, get the job done right the first time with no surprises with the reliable, honest, and dedicated plumbing professionals of RHD Plumbing, proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
Ventrac machines are made for snow removal. Each Ventrac machine can be outfitted to handle every aspect of a winter snowstorm. This includes pre-treatment before the storm hits, active snow removal on zero-tolerance accounts, and the ability to clear heavy accumulation from a large snowstorm. Ventrac has all of the tools necessary for a professional snow removal contractor.
Get ready for snow now at Power Centers of Madison. Visit powercentersofmadison.com.
With the Pick and Save app, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales, all for prices that are lower than low. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Download the Channel 3000 app today.
Welcome back. 6:51, time for the morning sprint.
President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris have a full day ahead of them. This morning, the Transition COVID Advisory Board will give them a briefing on the pandemic. Shortly after, Biden will talk about his plans to address it. He'll also introduce a 12-member task force that will help him make decisions on how to slow the spread. Biden does plan to talk with Dr. Anthony Fauci before he's officially sworn in.
Once he's in office, Biden is expected to implement a series of executive orders that will undo many of President Trump's orders. USA Today reports this includes an order that reverses the restrictions on diversity training at the federal level and rejoining the Paris Climate Accord and the World Health Organization.
President Trump doesn't have any public events scheduled for today. He still hasn't conceded and has refused to accept the results. His son-in-law Jared Kushner, though, and wife Melania have tried to reason with him and urge him to accept the results. But the president's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, tells CBS News President Trump will not concede, and says that it's because he still believes, without evidence, that ballots have been tampered with.
Developing right now, the Trump campaign says it will officially start launching more lawsuits against states today. One of the biggest anticipated targets is Pennsylvania. The Trump campaign has continued to push a baseless claim that dead people cast votes there and that Republicans weren't allowed to watch the ballot counting process. However, national news networks have been live streaming the ballot counting process in that state for days.
The strategy of filing lawsuits isn't to sway the election in President Trump's favor. The Associated Press reports Trump aides and allies recognize that at best, the legal fights would delay the inevitable. They say the president instead hopes the lawsuits will help keep supporters on his side, even in defeat.
The president plans to hold campaign-style rallies still, even though his presidential campaign is over. Axios reports it's an attempt to prolong his fight against the results. He also plans to publish obituaries for people who he says supposedly voted but are dead. There has been no credible evidence, though, supporting those claims of voter fraud.
Biden's wife, Dr. Jill Biden, plans to continue teaching while in the White House. This could potentially make her the only first lady to hold a paid job outside of the office. Dr. Biden is a full-time English professor at Northern Virginia Community College. A historian tells CBS News Dr. Biden would be the only first lady to have a doctorate degree.
And when the Bidens return to the White House in January, they'll also be bringing their dogs with them. It'll be the first time in 4 years that dogs have been back at the White House. The Bidens have 2 German Shepherds named Major and Champ. Champ's been to the White House before when Biden served as vice president. The Bidens adopted him back in 2018. He'll be the first rescue dog to live in the White House.
And here's a look at what the pandemic is looking like here in Wisconsin this morning. Nearly 60,000 people have active cases of COVID and are contagious. That new number comes after the DHS announced more than 4,000 new cases yesterday. Hospitalizations across the state are staying steady, but hospitals are nearing capacity. Only about 1 in 10 beds statewide are available.
Breaking news within the last hour, we've learned a vaccine developed by Pfizer is performing better than expected at protecting people from COVID-19. Early data shows the vaccine is more than 90% effective. This news is part of a press release from the company, not from a peer-reviewed medical study. It's not conclusive evidence, but a promising development. The vaccine is on track to seek U.S. approval at the end of the year.
Alex Trebek, the long-running Jeopardy host, has died. The 80-year-old has been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. The show's Twitter account made the announcement yesterday. Trebek hosted more than 8,200 episodes of Jeopardy over 37 seasons and 35 years.
6:55, we've been tracking this crash east of Madison this morning. A semi-roller over on I-94 westbound at County Road N right now. You can see some backups well over 3 miles right now. We're down to around 60 miles an hour in those westbound lanes. Crews are saying to just avoid the area if you are moving in from the eastern side of Dane County. It could be a couple of hours yet before that scene is cleared. We're going to have updates throughout CBS this morning in our local cut-ins. For now, we'll send it over to Chris with a look at the weather. Hey, Chris.
Good morning, Josh. It's the tale of multiple days when it comes to your commute forecast. Dry this morning, clearing out on Wednesday, but tomorrow, those windshield wipers are certainly something that may be needed. Showers and thunderstorms. They move in from the north and west overnight tonight, and they will stick with us into tomorrow afternoon. Hour by hour, a mix of sun and clouds today. Highs will be right around 70. Here's the overnight hour. So showers and thunderstorms begin to develop. They're right on top of us as we move into tomorrow afternoon with quite a temperature spread throughout the state. Check it out. 70 in Kenosha, 38 in Decorah. Will cool down following that.
Sounds good, Chris. Thanks. Thank you for watching, folks. We'll be back tomorrow.